Oh, child, this system is disappointing. And at this point, you have to wonder, what are people actually fighting for? You see, I woke up today with this joy in my soul because I felt like today is the day Justice Crack will see his family live and direct at home. Today is the day he would be released and sent home while they proceed with the trial and everything. But no, that's not what happened though. Everything got twisted and turned in just a blink of an eye. People who are supposed to be professionals forgot exactly what they were there for in the first place. It now became a battle of who is going to stand and who is not going to stand for justice. How can you forget what your mission is? How do you forget what you were there for in the first place? For those of you who don't know, let's break it down. So Justice Crack was arrested by the military because they said he said a few things that were not supposed to be said, you know. Now, he was only speaking facts based on real life evidence, but of course they tried to twist it and turn it, and then it went over to the DSS. Now, Justice Crack has been in prison for quite a while. You know, a lot of people have even moved on with their lives while he's still there with a newborn baby family and all. Now, he obviously has his own lawyers, you know, and I don't know them, so I hope to God they're fighting correctly. Now, majority of us know Marshall because we've seen him in a few cases standing here and there, you know, and he looks pretty good, pretty fair. My question is, we all know that Marshall was in Turkey recently and flew all the way here for this specific case. Now, from what we understand, Marsha was the one who filed for bail hearing, right? And naturally, under the law, whoever files for bail hearing is supposed to be the one to lead the case, but it's not set in stone. It could also happen under the law that if you have other team counsels, they can also step in, but it has to be a coordination between lawyers. How we got to this point that you guys went to court on the idea that you're going to free a man. You get to court, you do not coordinate between yourselves, have a conversation, understand who is going to lead and what's going to happen. You didn't do any of that. You all marched into court and made yourself look completely incompetent. All of you. I always say there's always going to be underlying issues, you know. In this situation, yes, naturally we would feel Marsha should have just put his ego aside and stepped off the case. Because, I mean, yes, you did file, you know, and yes, by right, you should be the one managing or speaking on the case. But we are speaking about a man's life. A man that every single day he stays in jail could be a potential risk for him. He could be attacked. He could get sick. He could lose his life. We do not know. The whole idea is to make sure he gets that bail hearing and he comes out. That should always be the main idea. But no. You allow, in a court setting that we already know how courts in Nigeria are, they take too long to even address your issue. It could take 6 months, 1 year. Nothing ever moves fast. Your case is not the only case they have to address in a day. There's a lot of pressure also on the judges to make sure they give the correct verdict. And you had that opportunity while you guys are relaxing in your home. So this guy was in jail. You had that opportunity to just go there and give a united front, but you guys said no. I am very sure that something happened in the midst, in the background. That's why he stood on business. But still, regardless, we're speaking about a professional setting. This is not your normal average business where you guys can fight and you allow your egos. This is a professional setting. And we all know that if there's one thing judges hate, is this honesty and all this. They don't like that. They don't like display of powers. You're supposed to come and try to get a person out. Instead, you turned it into a goddamn circus. And guess what? You all are still going to go home and chill while he's still going to be in jail. For why? I can't even say for what. For why? Make it make sense to me. Don't we all watch movies a lot to see that even, funny enough, the judge in annoyance she has the right, or he has the right, to cancel the whole bail hearing completely. And you guys risked a person's life for that. This is not a competition of who has bigger balls than another. This is not a competition of who is going to take credit at the end of this situation. This is about a man's life. You turned it into your own personal rally. And now, of course, we see what's going on. Somehow, because VDM has been associated with Marsha, somehow they still turn it and twist it and make it seem like, oh, he wants to take glory. Which glory at the end of the day? I keep saying this thing. Everybody needs to come together. You don't need to necessarily like each other. You don't have to like each other. You don't even have to speak. Just when you're focusing on your individual platforms, please focus on what you're there for. One person cannot fix Nigeria, and it's not about taking credit. And this is one of the reasons Nigeria will never work, because everybody is trying to play hero. Everyone is trying to play hero. You are not your brother's keepers. You do not care about the masses at all. You are focusing on your own personal validation. Oh, I want people to see me a certain kind of way. And this is why also Nigerians in general gatekeep a lot. If I see a person looking good and I say, please, can you just, where did you buy that from? Oh, no, I can't tell. You don't help each other at all. Is this the same new generation? You know, for years we have been trying to eliminate the older leaders and everything, because we said we need fresh minds, fresh spirits. But in this day and time, these so-called fresh minds are too busy competing for who should be in power. If you truly are a patron of Nigeria and you truly care for the safety and the well-being of Nigerians, you would not be trying to wear that cape. Most heroes don't have a cape. You'll be too focused on the mission. You found yourself in court and you made it a complete caricature. You forgot completely why you were there. I don't know who to blame in this situation. First of all, the fact that all of you marched into court without being organized and knowing, okay, who is going to take the lead, who is going to speak, is crazy. You already went there divided. You went there with no clear intention. Who does that? In any business you walk into, you need to have a goal. You need to have an intention. The goal should have been bring Justice Crack home. You should have coordinated yourselves in a way, and you go there and make a mockery and turn the courtroom into a circus because one of you felt like, oh, you were wrong to do wrong. It doesn't even matter. You can have your personal banters outside. At the end of the day, what Nigerians want to see is justice is out. We are not going to care about who took him out or who didn't take him out. No. Speak for their people. Stand for the people if this is the path you want to take. Me personally, like, I don't care if... This is why I don't like picking sides with people. If I see you're doing good, I support you. If I see you're crossing the line, I won't even address you. I'll just exit. Because in my idea of trying to contribute to the well-being of Nigeria, I give two fucks about trying to look like the best one or the highest one. It's okay. This is where my own mindset stops. That's where you have your strengths. Oh, you also, you can contribute this. Let's make Nigeria work. But if you guys are looking for thrones and crowns, it will never work. Please set the pettiness aside and focus on what matters. If you care about your country and you care about the citizens of your country, you will put the pettiness aside and focus. This is not a time to see who has the bigger PP or not. This is not the time to focus on taking personal credit. When this case will be over, everybody will still get their credits. We need to show as the new generation that we are better and stronger than the old ones. Because if the safety of a man is at stake and you people are focusing on rubbish, how do you want to make Nigeria work? How do you want to make... Because before it was about tribalism. Now, what is this new one we're doing? Like, you people should use sense. This is so disappointing. And to now say, VDM is trying to take credit. Credit for what? Credit for what? Is this what they're taking credit for? The credit that he got for the school is enough. Work together or we will all lose. Bear in mind, you will all lose.